troops are now pushing back. Here's ABC's Allain.
Tonight, a significant escalation on the streets of the nation's capital. 350 more citizen soldiers expected to arrive from West Virginia in the coming days, bringing the number of National Guard members to 1,126. On the streets today, mixed sentiment about the mission.
I think it's pretty ridiculous, honestly. I think it's good. I'll feel safe.
Two other Republican-led states, Ohio and South Carolina, also offering to send troops. Democrats calling it a manufactured crisis.
Crime in D.C. is at a 30-year low and on downward trajectory. So this is all an opportunity for Donald Trump to play dictator in Washington, D.C.
And this weekend, hundreds taking to the streets to protest. Some residents shouting at officers making stops. Federal marshals, members of the ATF, as well as ICE also assisting D.C. police. The city's mayor, in a letter to residents, vowing to defend Washington, D.C.'s autonomy.
What we want to do is make sure that this federal surge is useful to us. And that's what the chief has been very, very good in working with the federal leadership in accomplishing.
That police chief secure in her job, at least for now. On Friday, the DOJ agreed to scale back efforts to take over the city's police force after a federal judge raised concerns.
A hostile takeover of our police force is not going to happen.
Well, Rachel, up to this point, troops here in Washington have been unarmed, but officials say that could change in the coming days. In past deployments ordered by President Trump, National Guard troops have, in fact, carried their weapons, Rachel.
All right, Mola, thank you. We turn now to the travel chaos in Canada. Air Canada.
If you don't mind, could I please go with the National Guard to all the 13,000 Mason lodges in the United States of America? Please, Mr. Trump, Pam Bondi, I'm sorry I look messed up right now, but I'm getting beat up by this antenna that the NSA and DARPA has next to Popeyes on 174th Street and Vice Avenue. It's the NSA and it's DARPA, and they are controlled by the Masons. Baphomet Mason Lodge, 71 West 23rd Street, New York, New York. 1003, I think the zip code is. 23rd Street and 6th Avenue across the street from Best Buy. And there's another Mason Lodge right across the street from the Baphomet Mason Lodge. It's across from Best Buy. It's another Mason Lodge next to Best Buy. The Masons, they use their own bylaws and they have their own constitutions. And if any Mason goes against the bylaws or the Constitution with the United States Constitution, then that Mason becomes a criminal and the Masons eject him from the Mason Lodge and you're permanently cursed for the rest of your life to being a criminal. And there's really not much you can do anything about it, but because of the antennas. So the Masons plan on trying to take over the United States of America with the help of their Greek friends known as the Hellenic Greek military. We all know that when you go to elementary school and middle school and high school, you're indoctrinated with Greek mythology. And then when you get to college, you have to bow down to the Greeks in Greek life. For all the lawyers at the universities, if you want to graduate law school, you have to bow down to the Greeks and their way of doing things. And if you do not graduate law school and get to work for a law firm. You will most likely, if you don't die, you'll just become something different. Please believe me, I know what I'm talking about, because I can't get a lawyer right now to help me fix this whole situation because I refuse to bow down to the Masons. It's not possible to ever have happened. Hasn't ever happened, and it will never happen. Please let Brandt Allain get the National Guard and go to every state in the United States of America with the National Guard, the Marine Corps, Army, and the Air Force. It's not a slaughter. All we're trying to do is teach the Masons to convert to the United States Constitution. They're in the United States of America, even if they are in a Mason Lodge in every city and every state times 5. They still have civil rights with the United States Constitution, and those civil rights will be protected as long as they are in the United States of America and they were born or naturalized in the United States of America. But we cannot allow and we cannot tolerate for the Masons to keep going from state to state, destroying people's civil rights and trying to get rid of the Constitution and making everybody bow down to them. And then trying to make us all think that you're doing something to help us out